how's it been to, one, play your sport during a pandemic, because your season got cut short the last time you were here because of it. So did yours, in a sense. Actually, you guys kind of were able to finish yours and then trying to start another one. Like, what's that process been like for you guys, physically, mentally, all that? You can touch on that.
Yeah, I'll start first, man. It's been tough, man. It's been rough, man. At first, we really didn't know too much about COVID, but we were playing the games and they weren't having no fans. We was having to wear masks, wash our hands, that type of stuff. But
you wasn't washing your hands before them?
I was, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I was kind of like, what is this? Like, what's going on? Like, they like
watching you
wash your hands this time, and this time. Like, I want to see you the bottle and do all that in the airport. Like, but yeah, man. And then going home, man. Actually, I thought that it was gonna be something quick, and I thought I was gonna get back to work. And then once it hit the U.S., man, I was kind of like, wow, like, what's going on? And I actually became like a believer of it just because of, what I was seeing going on in the U.S. And after being there for 11 months, was going to come back here and, start, getting the season underway and trying to see if it was going to open up and stuff like that, man. But as you see, kind of ran into another railroad of, COVID staying up and all that type of stuff. But mentally for me, man, kind of like what you were saying, Jordan, it's been a time for me to, really, get in tune with myself and kind of, it's kind of like taking some time away from the game, and it's kind of like made it to where for me, I'm way more focused going into, what's next for me, man, because I've been able to, spend this time actually, focusing on myself, going back to school, getting my degree, that type of stuff, man. So, yeah, for me,
shout out to you for that too. That's big time. Yeah, I know you've been grinding on that,
man.
Yeah, did anybody back home catch COVID or anything, like in America? Because when what I'm saying, when you said it came over to America, so did anything happen? Like anybody got COVID or anything?
Yeah, not too close to home, but I mean, yeah, my parents had COVID. My dad had pneumonia and COVID. Thank God that they, are well off now from it. But yeah, they was down bad, man. And that was kind of when I first came out here. But when I first got home, man, people were getting sick. But everything was COVID. Like, you couldn't have a runny nose. You couldn't have a rash or nothing. Like, everything was COVID. So, it was just pretty hectic, man. And like I said, it was all shocking for me. And like I said, I just kind of sat back and was kind of was staying to myself for real, because I don't know what's going on. Like, but
I mean, that whole process when COVID hit, bro, was honestly, it wasn't that bad for me. That's the same thing I told you before, Navin. Like, I'm not saying that COVID's not, like, it didn't affect other people, whatever. It could have or did, obviously. But for me, like, I got to go back home like 3 months. I was kicking it, playing volleyball outside the crib. You know what I'm saying? Going to check my peoples. I was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Other than obviously.
Your season got to finish because everything for the S League is in Singapore, so you were still rolling.
Yeah, so I was good, and we came back to Singapore. I got to go back to Singapore, and then we were starting off in groups of 5 and all that. But I was pretty, I was pretty active and I was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't as bad for me, and no one really close to me caught COVID or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sisters, them say they got. Till this day, my sister said they got sick, but they don't know if it was COVID. You know what I'm saying? This is when it first happened.
I was sick like that at the crib, but didn't really want to go check it out and nothing, man. I just kind of quarantined myself.
If I don't know, it ain't happening.
Straight, yo. If you don't know,
y'all are crazy. That is not. If you don't know, no.
If you don't know, man. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying. Well,
what about?
Go. What are you saying?
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, what about for you though? When you first were in COVID, it was good for you, but then you switched teams. I know that's on the horizon for X as well. Like, when that happened, did it make you think about it a little different? Because now, not only you going to a new environment, which just in any point in your career, which both of y'all have done, right? You've traveled and been on different teams and moved around. That's already just a shocker, I'm assuming. But then with this all going on and then moving countries at that, like, were you worried at all about like what could happen? Because obviously you're stepping into a new environment, new situation, or was it like whatever happens, happens?
No, I mean, it was, I didn't remember. I came back to the crib and then, I went to Spain and everything was kind of, we took tests and then everything was quite, they did well with that. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was good. Like we went straight to the hotels and hotels were all clean up. You know what I'm saying? No one was in it but us. You know what I'm saying? Like we're staying at a what is it like? Where it was only us and going to training and back. So, I mean, it wasn't really that big of a issue for me, honestly. Not until I decided to stop playing, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of dealing with just not playing for a few months before I start playing again. And now it's not really, I'm not looking at it like COVID.
That's a long time.
It's still counting.
11 months.
I said I did 11 months the first time, and I said I'm still counting. Still ain't played a game. So now I'm going on 2 years.
Still ain't played in 2 years?
I haven't played a game in 2 years, man. But like I said, the good thing about me is when the season ended, Singapore honored that contract, you know what I mean? And kept them, checks coming in monthly. So